The first stage is giving answers. Some of you have moved in and out of that phase. If you notice that you're giving answers, notice who's the one giving the answers. That's the one you want to know directly. It's the one that's engaged in that activity. That's who you want to know directly. It's just that you're identified with these states of being. One who gives answers, one who uses the intellect to try to figure things out, one who feels emotionally sad by the memories that come up. These are identifications. These identifications begin to break down by your willingness to communicate what you're conscious of about it. And just that, without telling stories about it, just get it across what it is that arises in your consciousness as a result of your intention to know yourself, not the problems. It's yourself. You don't get in your car and drive somewhere and think that you're the car. You never fall into such identification with your car. Yet you have fallen into this identification with the body-mind. It's a vehicle that you're using. And you're using it to get yourself across to others. It's indirect. But you're using it. Direct knowing would be getting yourself across to others just purely from you to them. Not engaged in using anything to get yourself across. It's the purity of love. It's the purity of communion and connection. Giving answers, intellectualizing. And the next stage that comes up is more emotions. It's a bit closer to the core of the heart, is the realm of emotions. A lot of people will start moving through these stages and move into the realm of emotion, and there's tears happening, there's laughter happening, and you're continuing to get yourself across to your partners, even with all the emotions flooding through. You're staying open to the truth of yourself, and you hit some new territory where you haven't been before. And you jump back, you backtrack you want to figure it out. What is this? You fall back into intellectualizing. Just keep deepening into the unfolding self. Direct knowing or the direct experience is not a level of feeling. It's not a feeling. It's not an emotion. It's not a thought. It's not a memory. It's not a thing. Can't be described. Can't be spoken. What do? You don't do anything. You let that direct knowing deliver itself. You're the pointer. You point at it. You indicate towards it. Perhaps it rings a bell in your partner. It tweaks their consciousness because they've experienced something similar in their realm. And there's an instantaneous knowing between the two of you, a recognition. But it's always you. The pure, perfect, unfixed up you. It's never what you thought. It's never how you thought it was going to be. It's always a surprise. It's always occurring out of time. There's no connection between the direct knowing and the moment before. There's an incongruity from the unconscious state to the state of direct knowing, or cosmic consciousness, or Christ consciousness. It only occurs by surrender. Your openness to the truth of yourself, that as a willful process, as a willful technique, your intention to directly know yourself, takes you only to the abyss, takes you to the edge. At that point on the edge, you jump, you surrender. You don't know what's going to take place. You go into the unknown. Maybe direct knowing unfolds, maybe not. But you got to be willing to jump. You got to be willing to be the fool. You got to be willing to not know. What you've known in the past, you've known.